Welcome to the CANT Show. Here's what we speak up on it. We back, y'all. Monday Madness, back in full effect, and we'll be back right after this short intermission.
In order to have anything in this world, you must speak up on it. In order to have anything in this world, you must speak up on it. Oh, that you're bumping in Versace, she don't want it. She like it hot just like a coffee in the morning. And if you want it, then you gotta speak up on it. Said if you want it, then you better speak up on it. Speak up on it. Speak up on it. Speak up on it. Speak up on it.
Your background. What's up? Yeah. What's up, fellas? Your background. What's up, fellas? We back. We back. TM. D Mac. Let's see. Let's get
Going
team in here.
down.
Oh man, we do it. We do it how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. You good now? You're good. All right. Hey, look. We had an interesting weekend. Had some college games. Some couple ranked opponents in college play each other. Oh my God, I did not see Indiana putting BTA to Illinois like that. I showed y'all my ticket. I had took Illinois. That was the only team that messed up my whole parlay.
Yeah,
I had a 4 team that was gonna pay me 261.
they got
Shit,
paced.
and I did not foresee that. Oh my God.
Yeah, they got.
Does that take Indiana completely out of the top 25, getting beat 63-10?
Oh, you mean Illinois?
Illinois, yeah,
I
You
think
know
it
what?
moved them to 23. I
Yeah,
think they
they
got
damn
moved to
near dropped
23.
because they were number 9.
out. They were number 9.
Yeah, they were number 9 and got beat 63-10 by Indiana. And I just wonder, does that completely take you out when you get beat, when you get your ass whooped like that?
It
I'm just
depends
wondering.
on who you are, of course. You
Because they
know.
did lose at home. That was a home game.
No, that was
I thought
Indiana.
Indiana was at home. Indiana was
Oh,
at
it
home.
was a road game? Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is what I say about this. And I always talk about this, and we joke about this a lot, and I like to throw it out there. As much as I complain a lot about the SEC and those couple of Big Ten team schools that are always ranked in the top 10, right? So then you
Hmm.
get some newbies that are coming in. You get Indiana and you get Illinois and you get Boise State. Those teams start jumping in. Realistically, they're not good. They're not top 25 football teams to begin with. But we throw them in because they're undefeated, and I'm guessing that's the fair way for the NCAA to do things, to just throw them in there. There's no way that Illinois should have got their ass beat that bad. But are they really that good, or is it just because they're 3-0 with the schedule that they play, and we just throw them in there because they're undefeated? So, because to me personally, I don't ever see Indiana or Illinois in our lifetime ever playing for a national championship in football. But because they're in top, if Illinois and Indiana were in another conference outside of the three majors, they wouldn't be ranked. They would not be ranked, in my opinion. So is it just to appease people like me who say, let's keep it fair? It's keeping it fair by putting them in. But realistically, are they that good? Are they that good to compete with the big dogs?
Well, the preseason rankings come out based on who you're bringing back and based on how your team ended up last year. So uh, I'm pretty sure Illinois had a lot coming back and things like that. So they probably ranked them in the top. If they were at 9 already in week 3, they had to be ranked in the top 15 from the beginning. So it was something that that media saw that they might be able to contend. They had a good squad. Indiana the same. Indiana had a great year last year. So and if they're returning a lot of players, they're going. Their preseason rank is based on what they did last year and who's coming back from it. So as far as uh, deserving, your deserving ranking and are they appeasing? Yeah, they're gonna appease some of these. The To me, the squads that get appeased are the big names. So was Illinois? Was Illinois number 9? Hey, they got their ass whooped, right? However, are we still gonna be having this same conversation if they win out after this? We're gonna
Right.
say, hey, they had a hiccup, right? So I think it just remains to be seen what if they jump off the ledge after this and totally have a crash, or if they rebound and start winning some ball games. You know, if they end up 9-3, 10-2, you're like, you know what? They weren't so bad. No, they weren't number 9, but they're not a bad squad.
Right. They started out, they beat Western Illinois, they beat Duke, and they beat Western Michigan.
Understood. And I'm not, like I said,
And
I'm
Duke just beat the hell out of North Carolina State, so
right.
that's gonna
And
help them.
I'm basing it off. They had to be in the top 15 to be at number 9 by their third or fourth game.
Right.
Yeah,
So that had to be off. Those rankings are based on what them coming, what they had coming back, and which is how they rank all of these teams
yeah.
at the beginning.
They,
Another
they
game.
have they have SC, Purdue, Ohio State, and Washington the next 4 games. So that to me that'll be a telltale sign right there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Indiana, they look for real. Hey, look that D line. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, they was bringing it, bro.
Hey, man, that D line. Hey, look here. Uh, some of y'all coaches that if y'all want to know how to play a three technique, look at what that look how that they how they play that in Indiana.
Yeah.
Boy, oh my goodness, man. One dude, he was getting off the ball so fast, I thought he knew the snap count every play. And he was in the backfield, so number 46, I think that was his number. He was in the backfield so fast on it. Oh man, that dude was creating havoc, though.
Getting it done.
Oh, he
Getting
was
it
getting
done.
it done. I was like, man, I was thoroughly impressed with them. I was
All right.
thoroughly impressed with Kurt Signetti, the way he coached that program.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
And what's up to y'all that's jumping on right now? Appreciate the love.
What's
Good to
up? What's
see
up?
y'all.
What's up?
Good to see y'all. We're going, we're talking a little college, little. Well, we just went through the biggest ranking ass whooping of the day, which was Illinois,
Yeah,
Indiana,
yeah,
uh,
And
and we're gonna see.
Indiana's schedule, Indiana, they have only played Old Dominion, Kennesaw, and Indiana State. They got Iowa next week, but then they got Oregon, Michigan, and Penn State still on the
Oh, it's about to
horizon.
get tough. It's about to get tough.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's about to get real tough
get
because
there.
that whole Big Ten is tough.
It's
Really,
get
week
there.
in week out. You know, um, and I was just shocked. Like I said, I sent my picks to y'all. I just knew. I said, okay, Illinois.
we got
I was like,
yeah,
Illinois gonna win this game. I took them on the money line, dog. I was like, oh, they gonna win this game.
yeah.
And, man,
They
to my surprise, oh my goodness, I got to give Coach Sinetti credit. The way they coach, I like to give him credit. And there was another Texas Tech. Texas Tech looked good too.
Texas
Uh,
Tech did
his
look
name
good.
Joey Spencer. Is that his name? The coach. I think his name Joey Spencer. I think his name Joey something. The head coach for Texas Tech. They said they spent a lot of money. What they say, $28 million roster, and
Yeah, they're in the top five
it looked like
Yeah, they top five.
look
they
like
looked like man, they from top to bottom, and the backup quarterback came in
yeah,
and did his thing. I'm like, hey, uh, he should probably be the starter because he was out there throwing dimes
throwing dart.
all over the field. He looked better than the starter to me, and he can run.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so they might have a little bit of a quarterback controversy over there. Because I don't know how you take that kid out to come in. I think threw like four touchdowns.
Yeah. How you
Yeah,
how you take how you tell him he ain't starting next week?
yeah, and look at the opponent he did it against. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It seemed like they need to reevaluate that position. Uh, because that dude was out there throwing dimes. He was
Yeah,
making all the right reads. He was getting the ball out quick. You know,
yeah. He lit
and
Utah's ass
yeah,
up.
yeah. And Miami looked good. Your team looked good. Your
They
defense,
looked all right.
your defense was right. Your defense was
Yeah, the
right.
defense played great offensively. I keep finding the point of the game where Cristobal is going to do something boneheaded and fucking lose the game for it.
Hey,
And
Doc. Everybody's kind of waiting on that moment, huh? Ever
I'm
since that
just
Georgia
waiting.
Tech game,
I'm waiting for that
ever since
moment.
that Georgia Tech game two
I
years
watched the
ago.
game with D-Mac, and I couldn't even get fucking excited about the win because it was so. I'm just waiting for him to just do something to just fuck the game off, and he once or twice almost did it, but
They won me some money though. I
we
took them.
got the
I took 'em.
win. We're number
I
two
took
in the
'em.
country, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
Hey
they
man, yeah, they did play well. And it was funny. I wrote something down early Saturday morning, and then sitting next to my brother browbeat his team after they won. I had so I'm gonna have two thoughts for the day today, and I'm gonna throw this one in here right now. Listen, coaches, stop being so damn unhappy with wins.
mm,
There's always room for improvement. You can always see room for improvement in your squad, but
yeah.
stop making the kids feel bad for a W.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because it's
God
hard to win. It's hard to win games in college football, man. To be
man,
honest
it's
with
hard
you.
to win games in youth league ball.
Yeah, it's
Stop,
hard.
the expectation of the perfect game.
Yeah,
Coaches, get your head out your ass. It ain't gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
know who puts that out there on their sleeve? And I know I'm jumping now to the NFL, but Ben Johnson, the Bears coach. You know, they were up big fourth quarter. There was a pass play. First of all, you're up 33-14. Stop passing the fucking football. But you roll your quarterback out. He has to throw it away. And you're looking at the coach, and he's got his arms crossed with a scowl on his face. This dude never fucking smiles. And so it's like, dude, you
Man,
got to smile at some point in life. You got to
coach,
smile at some
Well,
point.
I
coach,
think the key. I think the key to that game was that Caleb Williams had on clear nail polish. He didn't have his
That,
nails
you know
painted
what, D
clear.
Mac didn't I say? What did he have on? Clear, some pale
yeah,
shit or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that time he painted his nails, the color, the blue and
Hey,
orange.
I know where to get Ben Johnson's ass to smile. Let Cassie come pee in his mouth.
Oh my god.
That nigga
Why,
smile
why, you got- why
all
you
the way
gotta
back to
drink?
Detroit.
Why you gotta drink it?
Oh man, jeez, man. Oh man.
Oh God.
Here we go, man. I told y'all, just wait. He gonna give it to you. He
Yeah,
gonna give
man.
it to you.
So,
He
but,
gonna just
but
wait.
yeah,
He gonna give it to you.
it was some good. It was some good play. It was some good college football on yesterday. I mean, the other
What y'all
day.
think of Colorado, man? What y'all think of them playing Wyoming? They won.
I didn't
I
even
think
know
they
they
get.
were playing.
Yeah, they was the late game, and they won 37-20. I think that's the most points Wyoming scored in a game all year, though.
Yeah,
If I'm
I
correct.
mean, we've been watching that team, chronicling that team for 2 years, and one thing we do know is that they're gonna play to the level of their competition,
Hmm.
right? And you know, should in our mind, should Wyoming have been even on the field with them? No, but that's in our mind, right? In our mind, but obviously, they hung tough because that's just how it happens. That's what Colorado looks like the last couple of years. They get up for the big ones and don't get up for the little ones, and they make everything interesting.
What is it when they was up at one time in that game? I want to say 28-3 or 30-10 or something like that, and they wind up closing it to 10 points in the fourth quarter. Before the quarterback had a long run on one of the last drives that they had to make it 37-20. But what is it with this team to whereas like they seem to play good for 2 quarters and then they just like at right before the half though, Wyoming had 0 total yards offense, and then they ran off a 50-yard run. So
Mhm.
it's like they still having the same problem stopping the run as
Yeah,
they did when they played Georgia Tech the first week.
yeah.
Why are they still with the coaches that they supposedly have? Warren Sapp and Pecco and Coach George Hilo and all these guys. How come they keep having problems up front and run fitting on gap play in their gaps? You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
And those
so
zone
let,
play.
let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. This is still Colorado football, right?
Hmm.
They're not getting 4 stars, 5-star defensive linemen coming
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
They
it
have
might happen in the future if Deion sticks in there. Me and
they
Damon
don't
talked about this 2 weeks
have
ago.
talent.
Are these high level graded coaches, NFL Hall of Famers, overcoaching kids that are not pro material? Do you need to dummy down the coaching a little bit to get them to understand the concept of what you're doing? Because again, I don't think these kids, they might not comprehend it, but these guys are not 3 to 5 star level players you got out there as it is. And so maybe
Hey,
it's okay,
well, Indiana ain't got no 3 or 5 star players.
which is why at the end of
They
the
got
year,
players from
Indiana,
JMU playing
right,
out there. Shit.
right, which is why, but Indiana might, Indiana will be a 3 loss team at the end of the year. Illinois will be a 3 loss team at the end of the year, right? That'll completely wipe them out of any national championship. Colorado, they're all in the same boat. It's all in the same boat.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I I think that's the problem when you to me, I think Pecco he coached with Zimmerman at for the Cowboys last year, and they D line looked like how the Cowboys D line looked last year. That's how it looked like to me. You know what
Now,
I'm saying?
last year's Colorado defensive line had actually,
They were
when
better, but
Warren
they had Coach D'Lo. They had D'Lo, who y'all got over there in Miami right now.
Okay, so Warren Sapp's line, they had 20 more sacks last year than they did the year before that.
Yeah,
So
they
there
led
was an upgrade.
they led the conference the Big 12 in sacks. But like I said, I think D'Lo was was a big part of that because he over there in Miami now, and y'all defensive front look a whole lot better now that he over there. So he might
Yeah,
have been the one you probably should have kept. You know
right,
what I'm saying? But he going back to his alma mater, so I get why he left. You
So,
know,
my opinion on it is just this: um, some greats are just not good teachers.
right, right,
So,
they brought some of them. I think they're more rah guys than
right, you
X
can
and
be,
those guys.
you can have all the accolades, you can be the the Hall of Fame, you can do all of that, but you can not know how to duplicate yourself
right,
in
right.
another
Hmm.
child or in another person, in another player.
Yeah.
So
And we
just because they know don't mean they know how to teach it. So
right.
are they getting the best development out of these players? Are they developing the players?
That's the key. Are you developing these kids? You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
think their problem is linebackers. To be honest with you, they look light. They look light in the ass. I agree with you, James. They do need to stick with Salter. So I guess they found their quarterback now. But that was another thing too. They somehow painted the narrative that he's bounced back. He never had a problem to me. He never
Right.
turned the ball over.
He didn't do
Right?
nothing
He
to
didn't do
have
nothing wrong. Your
from.
defense was giving up 400 yards a goddamn game. I think. Don't you think if you don't give up 400 yards a game, that possibly you might not be looking at the quarterback as the potential problem on this team?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
he put points on the board, right? So, but somehow they got everybody thinking that this guy um, bounced back. There was an issue with him. I guess they want to talk about from a leadership perspective that maybe he wasn't vocal enough or whatever. And I don't know. Like I said, maybe in that first game where he did have some runs he could have made and continue and but if once again, if you don't give up 300 yards of rushing on the ground, maybe you might win a game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah,
Right.
you might win a game if you don't get that. So don't put that on him. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have benched him in the first place because I think they wasted time for him to get familiar with his receivers and maybe the offensive coordinator too, learning what he likes and what he don't like, and putting him in the best possible situation by having a third string quarterback come in and play a whole goddamn game, and not getting no reps that week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In which a game you got humiliated by Houston. You know, which you should have won. You should have won that game, but you had the wrong personnel in. So, but like I said, they got a good way of always spinning it um, like it's the kid's fault and not the coach's fault.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like stop it with the bullshit. Like you can't, people who know ball know ball. This kid never turned the ball over. He was efficient, right? He
Yep.
put points on the board. He should have kept playing and kept playing until you got him right. You know what I mean? This whole thing about we this lit a fire somehow this lit a fire in him to come out now and be who he was at Liberty 2 years ago. This is bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you don't fool me. You would have never did that to Shador, and Shador played like shit in that Nebraska game last year, and you didn't bench him. You didn't take him out, right? He threw a pick on his own goddamn 2 yard line for a pick six, and you didn't take him out the game. So you know what I'm saying, this is like, uh, you know, you know, is that a we playing favoritism or what? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Granted,
Daddy
yeah, I know
ball.
it's your son. Yeah, but
Daddy ball.
yeah, but I'm just saying, the kid shouldn't. The kid never did nothing wrong to be benched, and I think you wasted an opportunity because I was sure would have loved to see how he would be playing if he'd have had that extra game, right?
Mm.
Working with those receivers, that's a whole 4 quarter. That's a whole 48 minutes, right?
Yep.
That's that you could possibly get. You know, what I'm saying, in sync with your receivers and everything else, and with the offensive play caller. Even though I don't like Shermer, I don't think he's creative enough with all the talent that he got, but still, perhaps you might have not have lost that game in Houston, which was a conference game at that, trying to play musical chairs with the fucking quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyways, like the title of this goddamn the show, the Dallas Cowboys are still a bad team. That's the one. That's my narrative, and I'm a Cowboy fan. I ain't afraid to say it. Shoddy. Um, uh, at first, I was like, the defense is bad. We knew the defense was bad. The defensive secondary, I should say, is bad. Up front, I like them up front. I think they're better up front than they have been. It's the secondary, which is terrible. The safety,
Seven touchdowns they've given up. Seven passing touchdowns they've given up in the last
and
two
they
games.
giving up touchdowns where it's 4th and 4. They giving up bread for
And
50
those guys are
yards.
wide. And all those touchdowns, I believe, were all wide open yesterday.
Oh my god,
Even on that flea
they gave
flicker
up
that
a
dude was
flea flicker, bro.
a fucked up flea flicker at that, because that,
Yeah.
that
Bad.
that ball pitch back
Badly
was a
done.
punt.
Flea flicker.
No, I'm like, come on, dog. Like,
So
uh,
look, I have an issue with something the Cowboys did yesterday. Okay, Cowboys have a running back now, right? You got Javonte Williams, who after yesterday's game has 227 yards rushing, fifth in the league, right? Why in the fuck are you running CD Lamb on a goddamn reverse?
No,
Why
it
are you
wasn't a reverse. It was a straight up sweep. He was
straight up?
lined
Okay,
up at
yeah,
tailback
yeah.
when he got
Why?
hurt.
Why are you doing? You're throwing him the ball as it is. He gets
dog, you
more.
got Blue, you got Williams, you got that other cat, Sanders. You got all these running backs, but you want to put CD Lamb at tailback.
Put him at tailback, and now he out 3 to 4 weeks
Your,
with a high ankle sprain.
your best fucking wide receiver, targeted and all that, and now he's out. That's just dumb. That's dumb shit. That's the problem. You know, Houston, I said this before about the Houston Texans the last 2 years with Tank Dell. You run it, it's first and goal on the one, you got him in the slot, and you put him in motion to run up the middle of the block, and then he breaks his fucking legs. Why would you do that? The guy weighs 165 pounds, and you run him in there with 300 pounders to block, not to run the ball, but to block. Why? Why is he blocking? Why is he blocking? So some of these teams deserve some of the dumb shit they get. Another team that deserves what they get are the New York Giants. Now, I
Oh
know
my
that
god.
some of those throws by Russ, bad throws, right? Why are
Russell
you
was like, them throws look like fuck it throws. Like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm
why are
saying?
you
Just
put
throw it out the back
why,
of the end zone.
why are you putting them in that position to keep throwing deep routes? So look, Kybe, it's 6-6 with under a minute, right? You're on the 30-yard line. Run the fucking ball, kick a field goal, you go up 9-6.
Yeah,
Instead, you're throwing a damn fade route, a deep route from the 30. He's
man.
got to throw it short because if he throws it long, of course, it's going to be incomplete out of the end zone.
Yeah.
But now you give them the ball back, they go down and they score. And then they're up at halftime. Just it's dumb play calling. You keep stop throwing deep routes. Why are you? They could every time I look up, I was saying to D Mac, watch, they're about to go deep. And bam, Russ step back and throw. They know what you're doing. That's his best throw. It's his
I
best
think they
throw.
sabotaging Russ. They want Jackson Dart to play.
And
That's
so
what it
listen,
is.
I'm with you, Kai. So here I go. Here I go. Here's my conspiracy on that little last little goal line stand. That wasn't gonna mean anything. They still weren't gonna catch up. Right? They
Right,
weren't.
right, right.
He threw 3 balls out of the fucking end zone, including fourth down.
I told you they're like fuck it. They're like fuck
Now,
this shit.
if you look at if you pull it up, There was a guy standing on the 1 yard line who he could have drilled that ball
Tried
in.
to get it in there. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Russ said, "Oh, y'all want to bench me?
Fuck it.
Fuck this game.
Yeah.
Fuck
I'm
you.
throwing this bitch out of the end zone." Listen, on the first on the first one he threw out of the end zone, they called intentional grounding.
They
So
did.
he proceeded to do it 2 more times.
Yeah. 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 He
It
did.
was like, I don't care if they're calling it. I'm gonna throw this bitch out of the end zone with no. He didn't give nobody a chance on that last drive. That was intentional, bro.
Hey, look. I
That was,
think Russ had his 9 minutes of fame last week, but who couldn't against the Dallas Cowboys secondary
Right.
where he threw for damn near 500 yards
yeah,
and made him look like Joe Flacco back in 2023 when he came in and took the team to the playoffs in the last 4 games of the season, coming off the couch. So, but I'm still trying to figure out why they always bootlegging Russ out to the left.
right. I,
Why are you keep
Damon ain't never like that either especially with
why
right
are
hand
you keep
because they
why do
used to
you
do
keep
tabernacle like
bootlegging
that in San
why
Francisco.
you keep bootlegging Russ to the left where he got to get his hips
got to
around,
turn around.
everything around, and deliver a pass
It's
going
done
against?
shit,
Oh
bro.
my god!
It's
Hey,
done
I'm gonna
shit.
say I'm gonna say this, and I said this after the game. The New York Giant offense should fire everybody on that side of the ball that runs the offense because that's just horrible. Scatterboo was killing them yesterday. Give
I
him
said,
the
no, just keep giving him
football.
the ball.
Give him a
He's
Give
a
fumble.
him the
hog.
ball.
Give him a
Ball.
fumble.
But you trying to throw fucking 40-yard, 50-yard passes down the field when you're moving the ball. It's all bad. The whole offense is just bad.
Whatever
There's
happened to take what you give them?
Take
Take
what
what they
they
give.
give.
Take what just take what they give me. I would hey, look here, dog. There's been times where I would call the same play over and
Until they
over
stop it. You
and over
until
call
they
it
again.
until
stop
they
it.
stop it.
Because if you can't and listen to me, for some of you future coaches out there, offensive coordinators who want to signal callers, the same play is not the same play to the opposite side. That is not the same play.
The same play, I said. Run it again.
This, when you running right, you
Run
running
it again.
power to the right. Power to the right is not the same as power to the left. That's not the same play. So if I
Run
say run it again,
run
but you want to switch it and go to the left, that's not the same play. We're
because
not
now
dealing with the
you're running
same
it.
personnel,
Yeah.
right?
It's not
We're not going up against the same people. We're not
nope,
down blocking and scooping and pulling the same guard. It's not the same play. So I
it's
just
not
want
the
to.
same.
If you are getting 5 and 6 yards of carry on one particular play, run it again until they stop it.
Obviously your line is blocking it well, so they like it, right? I mean, why you reinventing the fucking wheel?
You don't have to. That's my thing about. I tell people there's you have to have. I've seen some very gifted signal callers out there, and I've seen some very bad ones. I've seen some guys who are just mediocre too, that really don't know what they're doing, but they look like they learning on the job. And if you are any good at that signal calling, you can recognize it. Like, um, I loved how Texas Tech. I love Texas Tech signal caller. Very nice. Kansas signal caller, very nice. These are some of the good ones. Nice, very nice. Who else? Matter of fact, Indiana, nice. Um, it was another one. Who am I forgetting? That uh, it was a guy that was with UNLV last year. I don't know where he at. He was a brother, and he called it the go-go offense. He was a nice offensive coordinator too. I don't know where he's at this year. Um, but there's just some people you could tell because they set plays up. You know
Yeah,
Right.
what I mean? It
Right.
ain't just call. Let me just see if this reverse will work. Why the
Right.
fuck are you running the reverse anyway on the goal line? You know what I'm saying? That
hey,
type
you
of
know
shit.
what you can tell when offensive coordinators get outside of that first scripted 15. You can tell when that 15 plays ended. Because then
Here's my
they
thing: you up in the booth,
then they
but you
start
should be
cooking
anyways.
everywhere.
It's not hard. It really, but maybe it is.
It is
Maybe
hard.
maybe
It's
maybe
hard.
it is. Maybe it is hard. Maybe it is hard. I'll take that back. For some of us, it's not hard, but from others, I guess it's just real complicated. But it's
Well,
it's
Don't take the job if you ain't ready for it. Shit.
I just it's a lot of maybe you can't afford the guy that you wanted, so you settle for a guy. I think that's probably what the case is a lot of times on some of these jobs. You can't get the guy that you really want. You couldn't afford him, so you wind up trying to get somebody that you're trying to develop too. But that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. And some of your best signal callers are offensive linemen. Some of them, most of them, anyways.
I would
And
say most, yeah.
yeah, are offensive line
At
coaches.
least that's what Mario Cristobal seems to think.
I'm just saying because your line play should be everything. It's everything,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
um, and that's what bothers
Oh, he froze up.
You
in
know,
Colorado
froze.
so much that Pat Sherman's, but his line. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You're kind
froze
of
up.
Yeah,
freezing up a little bit though.
yeah. That's what bothers me in Colorado that he's supposed to be offensive line coach, but it doesn't look like it. But anyways, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to find out what happens. Fair on. So, but my thing is, the Cowboys are still a bad team. So I'm going to stick a fork in them because they're done.
You're
You know what I'm saying?
So we
done.
go.
I
So
think,
we go. This is what we gonna do with that, Kyle. We'll put it. We'll put a new little segment in there. When you feel when we feel like teams are not going to be playoff caliber or whatever, we gonna call it putting them on the clock because
yeah,
now
okay,
they looking for the draft.
okay.
So
So NFL guys will put on the clock,
we're gonna put them on
and
the
the college people will put in the portal.
clock. Put them in the
So
portal.
There you go.
we'll
There you go.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it like that. Okay. So we'll put some people on the clock and we'll put these other fools in the portal. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Yeah.
yes. Based on this weekend, if your ass is 0-3, you are on the clock.
You are on the clock. And you
New
know
York
who I'm
Giants,
putting? You
you're
know
on
who
the
I'm putting on the clock?
Atlanta. Atlanta.
I'm putting
Oh
Atlanta
my God,
on
bro.
the clock.
Jeez.
God damn.
uh,
Fucking
They
go
did they
again.
get beat 30 to nothing?
30 nil.
by the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, and,
We need to
and
find
Bryce Young only threw for 124 in that game.
we
So
gotta find out who the worst who in Cleveland. Please stop with this Joe Flacco experiment though.
Hey,
Please stop it.
they
hey,
got away
You're,
with one. They got
hey,
away with that shit
bro, but
yesterday.
listen. You are doing that. That's not fair to those guys on that defensive side of the football. That's
oh,
that's
okay. Hey,
that's not
Kyrie,
fair,
hold that
bro.
right there. Kyrie, hold that thought right there. I wanted to bring this up. I want both of you to answer this question. Miles Garrett got signed last year, right? Or he got signed long before the draft, right? Because
Mm,
remember, he wanted to leave
Yeah,
and they bought him back, right? They signed him. And I'm sure they promised him, hey, we'll get you a quarterback in here. Don't worry about it. We're going to take care of this, right? Now, with everything that took place during the
yeah.
draft, all the shit that went on during training camp, how do you think Miles Garrett feels right now? Even though they won yesterday, how do you think Miles Garrett feels right now?
How do I feel? How do I feel?
Do you think he regrets signing that contract to stay in Cleveland and wish he could be out?
No, because they paid him a lot of money to do it. At the time, he was one of the highest paid dude. But I'm just gonna say that he's kind of what thinking something like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something like that, dog. Probably thinking some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He probably got that look. He probably got that look, looking with one eye open, like, look here. But it's just not fair to guys that get and play their hearts out like that. That defense is good enough to win a Super Bowl.
That's a very good defense. Very good
That
defense.
defense is good enough to win a Super Bowl, right? But that offense, Flacco, I think he's thrown, I want to say 5 interceptions or 7 interceptions in the last 3 games or something like that. Uh, it's terrible, dog. It's terrible. So, um, but he's got like a. They said his completion ratio is like 3.5 yards per
Yeah.
completion.
So
So what are you doing?
Flacco,
So what are you doing? He's doing a lot of check downs, right?
right.
He's checking down,
So
right?
Flacco has 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, and his QBR rating is 38.2.
30. Oh my God. Jeez. Why not? Why not put that? I don't care. It ain't got to be Shador. Why Dylan Gabriel ain't playing? Because he can't. This dude's like he's stuck in the mud back there. He can't even any kind of pressure. He just gonna sit there and curl up and fold.
Don't do
Right?
like
He
Joe
can't
Willie
get
Namath.
play, dog. All you got to do is rush forward and drop the rest. He ain't gonna beat you with his legs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So come on, man. Just
And
stop it, Cleveland, with this. Stop it with this shit. This is supposed to be the elite 1%. NFL supposed to be for the elite 1%. And Baltimore let his ass go damn near 19 years ago, and they're on their second quarterback since he was there. What the hell are you doing playing this old man as your starter? It's not
and
fair to the. It's not fair to to all those cats that's on the defense. It ain't fair to the offensive players either. But for real, the defense because they're real. And I think if they get any kind of offensive production, they'll be a playoff team.
because Jukins, or whatever the name of the
Yeah.
running back, he had
Mhm.
18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown.
Man, I'm that's what I'm saying, dog. This team got some talent, and especially they defense is they probably one of the, if not the best, top three in
Top
the
three, yeah,
NFL.
I'll
They at
go with
least
that.
top three.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
at least top three because they be on my fantasy league. They be putting up points every week. You know what I'm saying? And I got them. So I'm just saying. I know that defense is stellar, and you can't just you got to stop it with this bullshit because he is not giving you the best chance to win a football game.
right.
They got lucky
Nope.
yesterday because what's the coach, Matt LaFleur? That's his name, Green Bay head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
House. That's another. I'm putting this nigga in the portal. Um, that's another. That's another. I'll put him on the clock. I should say. That's another one. You're up 10-3. 3:03 to go in the game. It's third and three. You had about the what, the 40-yard line, something like that. Your 40-yard line, almost close to the middle of the field. Your defense, you got Flacco. You're playing against who can't. He's not going to drive the ball 80 something yards, even if you have to punt it to them. He hasn't went a length of the field yet the whole goddamn game. And this
Right.
is the fourth quarter. He's got to be even more tired being 40 years old, right? Why do you not run the ball? Or you know what I'm saying? And potentially, even if you got 2 yards and put it in a 4th and 1 situation where you could potentially, maybe you kind of in the middle of the field, maybe you go for it, maybe you don't. I suggest that you punt it because your defense was being stellar. He let his team down, calling a fucking pass play on 3rd and 3, where they only had one timeout left. All you need is a first down,
Yeah, and
and you
that's
can
it.
knee it out. There's no need to throw the ball, possibly incomplete pass, stop the fucking clock,
Right,
and you
right,
help them when you're going to have to punt anyways if it's an incomplete pass and you stopping the fucking clock. So
right.
you don't do that. You run the ball, right? You got Jacob. That's what you got Jacobs for. You run the ball and you potentially get the first down. If you don't, you punt it and you play D. And you make this old motherfucking man drive the length of the field to beat you because he need a
Hey,
touchdown to tie it up.
it's trying to be cute, and it's trying to feel
Oh
like
my
I'm
God.
smarter than the next person, and
Oh
all
my
you
goodness.
do is outsmart yourself, and it shit ain't cute. Now you look like the ugly girl that's not asked to the prom.
I'm
So
really mad at his motherfucker. He cost me on a ticket too. I had a ticket too. That motherfucker cost me, man. Shit. Man, I was mad at him, dog. I said, "This is just like I tell you, this shit ain't rocket science, but they make it very complicated.
They do.
They really do. They make it more complicated than it need to be." Anyways, let's I digress. D Mac, what you got for us today, man? We can get up out of here, man. Shit.
All right. All right. This one goes like this: spend your time wisely. Don't spend mine at all.
Oh shit! There it is. Oh shit! God damn, boy, where you be coming with this shit from, man?
Crazy stuff going on in this brain.
Oh man, shit. Anyways, man, goddamn, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it in the horse's mouth, man. Hey man, like I said, this is where we put your ass on the clock or we put your ass in the portal. It's coming. It's coming, especially when y'all out here doing stupid ass shit. Cowboys. Hey y'all, Cowboy fans, it's gonna be a long season.
who gonna slap that hand?
It's gonna be a long season. I have to give y'all 49ers some props. Y'all doing it with a backup quarterback.
Man, we
Shit.
doing it with smoking mirrors, but we
Hey,
just lost Bosa.
me and
Yeah,
D Mac are on our way up north right now as we speak to sign a contract.
they getting it
Right.
done. Getting it done. So I gotta give them credit. Shit. that sometimes coaching helps. That's all I can tell you. Sometimes coaching helps. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see.
Hey,
It always ain't always Jimmy's and Joe's. Sometimes it's the extra innings.
hey, no love 7 and Jay James. Thanks for chiming in. Keep it coming, man.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, y'all keep coming back. All right, y'all got to run. I'll talk to you
All
later.
right, K
All
Show.
right.
We out.